that all I got to do?
Yep, pretty much. Siege up, throw spears. There's a little bit more to it than that.
Hitting them becomes the hard part.
There's a little bit more to it than that. Twitch also taken off the field, though, with Lucian still up. So either Lucian will be a very high priority pick this time around. I don't think that he will be banned because, as we've seen, Corki extremely viable in that matchup as well. Even Kog'Maw, I'm kind of surprised that we haven't seen more Kog'Maw actually in the North American LCS, but he's still extremely strong right now too. Ooh. Turtle's going to take a nap, sleep on it, and think about it.
Bjergsen draws himself a Twisted Fate ban. Went 4-2 and 15 on that yesterday versus Cloud9 in their victory. So, a bit of a playmaker once he got that Zanya's.
Yeah, pretty much all mid bans here besides that Twitch.
Yeah.
A lot of focus on this mid lane here. Probably has actually been one of the biggest strengths for Team compLexity in his laning phase against these very top tier mid laners in the North American.
I'm very surprised they let Ziggs go through against Probably as well. Usually something that's banned against him all the time. Be interesting to see how TSM formulates this team composition. COL gets Ziggs. West tries to be the first pick here. compLexity kind of prioritizes whatever they feel will be best in the game. They haven't really stuck with one thing coming out of the gate.
Yeah, it's so interesting too how this Jax has just gone through almost every single ban phase. With so many people were complaining about how strong this champion is and how overpowered it is. Nowadays, it's getting through pretty much every single draft phase that we've had. And teams are so much more willing to deal with him just by bringing very high crowd control teams. We do see that. Ziggs, though, that you're hoping for the Probably Ziggs. Very, very hyped up, one of his favorite champs.
He'll be throwing some bombs everywhere. Whenever every champ that kind of has to do with fire, Probably's got it in his back pocket. And he Ziggs. Just lock it down and start some flames. Dyrus and Amazing on the other side to lock in here. We'll see what TSM can get themselves rolling with.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what type of team TSM want to run into a Ziggs, because Ziggs has some very definite things. He's a lot like Nidalee in that it's very clear what his late game strengths are. The wave clear, it's very hard to siege up against him.
The story foretold.
As well as the sieging. So we'll see what TSM want to run into that. Bjergsen can either run Assassin and just spray on the kill potential, like Yasuo or someone into it, or he can go safe and go Orianna, bring more shields. Already Lulu locked in though. That is very flexible pick. Dyrus has even used it top. Could go any of the 3 lanes.
They've actually picked Lulu 3 times, twice on Bjergsen, once on Dyrus, and still have yet to win with her. So we'll see how they utilize this one. Nami, though, could be looking back to Glebe. Second time on Nami, he will lock that in.
Yeah, with all of the focus, though, on the mid and the bottom lane with the ban phase, junglers all went through. So both of the top tier junglers are through, and I think that's good for Kez because he can bring the extra early sightstone. He can get extra vision down there, but it's also really good for TSM. So they both got very comfortable jungle champions, and really it's going to come down to performance now because both of them are very happy with the picks that they got. These are the 2 most contested jungle picks there are. I really want to see, given their best tools, what kind of game plan can they come out with, because Amazing has not come into these games with a lot of forethought and a lot of planning before them. We'll see if Loco has changed that up.
It looks like the AD carries will once again match up the same. Lucian for Wild Turtle and Corki for Robert Exley was the same exact AD carries on the same sides they played in this first matchup. So we'll get a bit of that replication. Babadub locking in Renekton for West Rice in the top lane. Safe play for him. And now we got to round out. Is that Dyrus's, or are we actually going to get a Lulu in the mid lane and something else for Dyrus?
Yeah, could even be a top lane Lee Sin. Switch around, pick a different jungler.
Oh, man.
I really doubt that one, but the possibility is there.
Amazing's like, please no.
Yeah, so that Corki, though, I think that is pretty good to highlight because Robert really likes it, but also Turtle picking it over even Twitch last time around. So Lucian always the go-to pick there, though, for AD carries.
All right.
And he goes the assassin route.
He does go the assassin route. Yasuo was played in week 3 versus LMQ for Team Solomid at the effect of a loss. 4-4-0 for Bjergsen. We'll see if he can turn around on this game. A lot of potential for them to stay alive in the engagements that they want.
Also, it's funny that they did this against compLexity, because if you early pick a Yasuo versus compLexity, probably loves picking Annie into that. He's one of the few guys that
talked about
has that in the champion pool. So they actually This is something you would only have to do against compLexity, is wait for the mid laner to be locked in before you Yasuo, so he doesn't have to go up against that probably Annie, and he does get this matchup versus Ziggs.
We'll see if it works. The game of chess and champion select has been played, and the pieces are set. Before the teams spawn onto the Rift, let's see who you think will come out on top. And according to LOL Esports, 86% of you have voted in favor of Team Solomid.
Wow, pretty big. But if you feel a momentum shift, you can change your vote by tweeting us at LOL Esports and using the hashtag COLWin or TSMWin.
So last time we played, we talked a little bit about what was used, how it went down. Ziggs was also used by Prolly in this last game, and TSM found a way to shut it down. It was Bjergsen on Kassadin in a 10-0-4 game, so he didn't get cast this time. It's going to be a little bit different, and it wasn't the longest game either. Looking at the time on this one, 30 minutes, and the first inhib was taken at 26, so TSM definitely had the win in mind right from the get-go.
Yeah, and usually when you see a Ziggs, everyone kind of groans because they think it's going to be a long game.
Shut down.
It's so easy to stall people out with Ziggs because he has such great wave clear. But TSM were even able to cut through the minefield and power it right through for the win versus compLexity last time.
Strong play. TSM has definitely been having a little bit more map control. We talked about Loco Doco and what he did on the first time coming into the team. It wasn't game changes. They were life changes, kind of outside the game things that they needed to then look in on the game differently. So far, it is working. Let's see if it works here. compLexity on blue side. TSM getting the crowd chant to start off as they make their way out of red. So stragglers.
They're new to the chant, just like there's new TSM members. There are new TSM fans.
Right.
It's kind of complicated. It's hard to get down.
Get the rhythm.
Yeah. Line of scrimmage set up for TSM, though. Defensive ward's going down.
Moving out quick. So they're all seen. Looks like we're trading both sides. We're going to get privy knowledge to what's going on inside the jungle. Oh, wait a minute.
All right.
Cut back, but they don't know they're cutting back right over a ward.
Yeah, it's a regular start here. We'll see how many wards TSM can actually lay down. Looks like Dyrus wants to get that lane matchup finding ward, the very deep one. He gets it just on the side here so that compLexity did not see it go down. Need very precise placement on that one. We'll see what lanes TSM actually want to seek out because they will not be getting that information. compLexity going with the blue side. Secondary invade. Interesting how they go for the initial invade for vision.
Right.
And back out just to do a late invade. This one, if they go through this bottom lane, will also bypass that ward. So very sneaky here from compLexity, and they may come out with an information advantage in this game.
We will see how they use it. It's just going to trickle along for now. There are a few wards to be placed on the side of compLexity as they make their way in. They'll have a few more breadcrumb wards to place. Not too much change in the voting just yet. There's one for safety. And they're going to make it in quite quick. So it looks like they're keeping the 80 carry support bottom in this sense. We're going to get a standard lane matchup coming out of this.
Yeah. Dyrus is going to be first to his lane as well, and he doesn't have to use teleport. So TSM going the very safe start here, a very normal start. Now, when they finally see the teleport come in and the duo go bottom, that will trigger Amazing to go steal blue instead of just going to his own, even though they didn't have wards on it. Now he knows, and he'll go right over there for his second buff. Pretty good start for both these guys. Also, big thing coming out of this level 1, I think, is the fact that Dyrus got to shove in the lane. Anytime you have a range versus melee matchup, even if it's versus Renekton, who is the scariest melee to go up against, or one of the scariest.
Yeah, that early.
If you get early time in the lane to shove that wave, it's a really good start for Dyrus. And you can see he expended a lot of mana doing that, spamming Glitter Lance. But Prolly in mid, under kill pressure.
Oh, he gets it! The Lee Syndrome and the safeguard to safety. Beautiful job by Amazing.
That is the Amazing that TSM fans were hoping to see all split long. He showed up pretty big here with the early gank. I talked about the two options with going up against Ziggs, and Bjergsen going with that kill pressure route. Definitely paid off there. No hesitation once again from Amazing, flashing right in for that, and then nice Q after. to follow up for the first blood. Kez is just a little bit too late, not able to answer.
And cue the pink wards already from Bjergsen, something that last split he didn't buy for at least 10 games in. He was the only one on the team who didn't buy pink wards. Everybody's putting in the pot though.
Yeah, and you know, Riv, make a very bold prediction this game. Double Sightstone for TSM.
You think? Put some money on.
Very real possibility here. All right, so Elisa's going to head down bottom though. We didn't talk about this bottom lane matchup too much, but both of them actually have very good gank setup, especially if you can control side lane bushes. I really emphasize that a lot in with these two supports, but it makes it so much easier for you to pull off one of these. And there we go.
How about that bush pressure? Being able to come out with all the aggression there, the repel still. You gotta love the Elise Thresh combination. The cocoon after to give them the lane presence, a flash and a summoner heal burnt on that one.
Yep, also a very favorable trade too. Almost no damage exchanged back on Robert or Bubba. So pretty good jump in lead there for the bottom lane. However, this mid lane, after that first kill, Bjergsen is really not giving Prawley any breathing room.
He's really using his dash very well to kind of dodge out all the Q bombs. And then you just leave Prawley kind of sitting without anything.
Yeah, he's actually going that Voyboy route where he maxes the dash first. Already 2 points in it. Let's see if this gank can work out for Amazing. Number 2 here.
That's Westrice.
Oh, he misses.
Oh! Help pick was on.
Westrice, leave
They want it. Amazing
escape. What are you doing?
Amazing second turret dive here. He's not going to be able to get the Sonic Wave to connect for the resonating strike, but save plays. Kez comes up to soak up whatever experience could be lost into the turret.
Yeah, good jukes there from Westrice. Playing the mind games. Amazing was holding onto his Q to the last second. He wanted to get the slow down first to line up an easy Q, but Westrice too slippery. He
Little
does get out
for him though.
Alive.
His flash is down. He can teleport back soon. Yeah, he'll be able to teleport back up, but he's going to walk it out. Knowing that it is also back from Dyrus. We've seen action in just about every lane so far. Bjergsen once again goes down the wall. Pretty close, but it's still with the whiff. Going to knock it out.
Probably just walks right through that wall of wind. Not a substantial wall. All right.
35 to 35. Probably's actually, I should say Bjergsen keeping up on the CS there. Taking out Prawley. Oh, another grab from Glebe. Always making the plays on Thresh. Glebe actually the fastest stash in the West with his first blood on Afromu the other day. That's the fastest first blood this summer.
Actually, that's Bubba.
Or Bubba. I said Glebe. Damn. Crap. On the other side.
They have two of the most confusing names though. Bubba and Glebe Glarbu. Interesting choices for supports.
They just try to make it easy on me. Dyrus incessantly throwing these auto attacks at Westrice. Glitter hurts, man. Get out of there.
He can't get it off. You can't wash off
Glitter.
No,
he flashes. You can't wash off Glitter. It's everywhere. Westrice goes down.
All right, so Lulu already talked about the... Oh, never mind. Bottom lane. They're looking to answer.
Oh, dear. They just got back to lane. compLexity making a return trip to the bottom. That's Glebe. That's Bubba. It's going to be Glebe going down, I think. Nice. Yes, it's going to be Glebe going down this time. Westrice teleporting back to the top.
All right, so they do capitalize with the kill this time. But Amazing didn't let that kill go unanswered. Amazing was top, so he's doing some counter jungling, trying to make the best of it. I know it's not an answer for a gank, but he does at least take something away for Kez's time spent bottom lane. Again, this story is really developing where TSM solo lane's getting off to a good start, whereas compLexity's bottom lane. So compLexity really going to rely on Robert here. And since he's on Corki, that means compLexity really need to push that mid-game power spike. You know, Bloodthirster for Corki is pretty big, and then if he gets Trinity Force, that's where he really adds so much burst damage, and he can really sway those mid-game dragon fights.
Yeah, well, for any one person to get going on compLexity, Robert actually would be that guy. He's easily able to hold a snowball, and the team peels for him so well. Was one of the main reasons they were able to take down Cloud9 after he got that triple kill to start off the game. So definitely the guy to have on the up and up at the start of the game.
And Dyrus here, he's going with a Sheen build to try and keep down Westrice and ensure that TSM solo lanes continue to win. He wants to push this advantage. Westrice though, now the goals for Westrice after this hard early game where he's not only he had to get the lane late, but he also got focused with several ganks. Westrice's goal is to just get beefy enough that he can actually be a part of the mid-game dragon fights and be that front line for Robert, as long as he can take up the space in the middle of the battle lines and get off a stun to peel for Robert.
Finally
job done.
Getting a little bit of jungle love here, Kobe. We definitely see a lot of this with the standard lane, or less of this, I should say, with the standard lanes. The jungles have been quite quiet this game. Everything's been all about who can take down who, mostly in that bottom lane. Every time Wild Turtle and Glebe present themselves, they get pushed out by Robert, Bubadub, and maybe Kez if he decides to be there at the time. Right now, they are hovering the bottom side of the jungle. Not much.
And I love how TSM are going back to the mid plus jungler combo. Before there was a disconnect, right when Amazing joined the team. But not only did Amazing early gank for Bjergsen to get him going so that Bjergsen can play his old role of assassin, still balling and carrying a game, but also they're double jungling. Being able to jungle with your mid laner when he shoves a lane is very important to junglers controlling the map very early on. They need to have that backup coming from the mid lane who has so much control over the jungle early. Whoa, Westrice going in.
Westrice going in very hard. He thinks he can bait this one in for Kez. Dyrus throws on the Whimsy for himself. That's the slow. The Wild Growth is used next. He actually holds both. He did not use them at the same time, and it keeps him alive.
Yeah, you can see how calm Dyrus is in this situation. Saving his ulti until the flash cocoon.
He's got full fury on that. That's going to be big damage if he can get in, but Dyrus, he gives him a laugh.
He's trying to bait him in. Classic Dyrus here. Trying to bait him in, but there's a ward there. They saw Amazing. So compLexity do not bite. Just walk away.
Walk away very slowly. Mentioning earlier, the Bjergsen and Amazing, it's kind of refilling the shoes of the Reginald Odd being in the back pocket, always having the jungler around your mid lane.
Yeah. Amazing. You've already counter jungled that. Now he goes back. He clears it out just before Kez gets there. So not only did he counter jungle, delay the respawn, but he doesn't even let Kez get the little blue wolves either. And Amazing still hovering around mid so much. The reason that he had to clear out the own camp that he counter jungled is because he's been spending so much time around mid, hovering around mid, waiting for some action so that he can back up Bjergsen. But since nothing's happening, end up having just to kill a couple small ones. They go for the second one here.
Very
Pink
nice.
ward seen by Bjergsen, but can't go for it because it's even 2-on-2 right now.
I like the little cheeky pull out they did. Amazing being closer to the buff, pulls the aggro up, but they're not in position to get it with compLexity hovering over the left side. He does deny a bit of experience to Probably in mid. It's already 103 to 85, so Probably would love to be soaking this up at the right time. Gets back for it.
Yeah, he's very happy with that blue buck. He's been able to CS decently, spamming out his abilities. Bubadub is on fire, by the way. These death sentences are just on point from him. But yeah, he's very happy with that blue buff because he's been struggling since the early pressure onto the mid lane. Has to always constantly be worried about the kill pressure from Bjergsen, and having the blue buff just enables him to CS from further away without having to run dry on mana.
Great zone control here by compLexity in the bottom lane. Not too much else was grabbed after that kill, but Wild Turtle and Glebe have been forced to play safe. Turret finally falls, the first one of the game at 12 minutes in exactly. Might get a little bit of roaming now, and the power of compLexity is going to start shifting around the map.
Such a great setup by compLexity as well. They waited and they denied as many minions as possible with that turret so that the wave was not pushing because they have at least coming in. And TSM have to venture into the Fog of War to try and get vision down around here. So pretty big advantage right now for compLexity on the bottom side. Kez does get seen though, so they lose out on this little window where they had complete vision control over bottom and no bottom turret. Would have been really, really great for them if they could have pulled off a move by Kez on the duo lane to just completely snowball Robert for the mid.
Oh, Bjergsen looking to get a little dragon pressure here. Keeps himself safe with the wall, but he might have got himself into trouble unless he can return to dragon with the team. Probably gets hurt quite bad in that one, and they got some summoner spells. Actually takes Ignite out.
A great wall there from Bjergsen, saving his own life with the walk away.
Still going to be dangerous. Probably still has his ultimate here. And compLexity is going to start Dragon. Looks like they still gain pressure and control. Might even have some damage on mid-turret.
Dyrus cannot interrupt Westrice teleport while Westrice is under his turret. If Dyrus flashes under the turret to try and use his ulti and interrupt that teleport, then he'll probably lose his life.
Oh, going in, a few more shots. The heal comes out, the speed for Wild Turtle, he's safe, but both summoner spells were used here. Right now, TSM is on their heels and actually disengaging with summoner spells, so it's only getting worse. They're going to be going for blue, so compLexity, they feel like they can get the bag of chips and Dragon on this.
Yeah, big price to pay there. Double summoners from Wild Turtle. They do get hit by the tidal wave, though.
Glebe on the outside, able to pull safety to him. TSM has closed in on this fight very awkwardly. Probably has been left on the backside. Bjergsen gets out, does the flow, keep him alive. Robert actually huffs a rocket over the wall. Amazing is now going to go on a rampage. Kez has already used his repel. Can't get the Tempest and Cripple down. Robert X. Lee is now the focus. Valkyrie is up. He tries to get himself to safety, but Amazing is going to be there capitalized to kill. And we actually saw in the top lane the teleport was not used, but they 1v1 quite hard. Dyrus stopped his.
Yeah, Dyrus is able to...
locked up.
It's actually Westrice flashing under the turret here. He's the one who takes the turret shot to try and stop the teleport. Said it one way, but it was also true the other. And he's going to pay for it here. Westrice just slowly dying to the damage over time.
Ouch.
Dyrus. The glitter lance.
How do you make it so far in the end? Oh, all right.
It was a
he died over there.
Valiant attempt on the escape there. He was zigging and zagging, trying to dodge that glitter lance. But
tripped over his own feet in the end. It happens when you have to dodge that much. 22,000 to 20,000 gold. 2-1 in turrets as TSM is getting themselves a pretty nice lead here.
Whoa. Dyrus just picked up a
needlessly
large rod.
Together a recipe of things.
He was like, forget about these little baby items.
I want the biggest one of each. What do you got? Bjergsen keeping 125. Finally crested by Prolly back to 131 as Zig should be out farming that Yasuo.
I have to say that was beautiful CSing under turret and avoiding all harass while doing it.
Yeah.
Great wind wall to block 2 bouncing bombs and pick up every single CS under that turret for Bjergsen there. Static Shiv finished for him right after that Cutlass. So he's at a very, very strong power spike for himself as well. He just wanted to get the lifesteal and slow from the Cutlass. Everybody really does value the Blade of the Rune King early on Yasuo now as well, because he scales so well with attack speed.
Right.
So he'll probably just go ahead and upgrade that next.
Getting everything he needs. You see Westrice come down to clean up a bit with his teleport up. He heads to the top lane. And it looks like it was going to be Bjergsen for a second. He's just cleaning some stuff out. compLexity tries to put a force in mid. Let's see how TSM responds.
Robert is at one of the scariest points in the game right now. It's 16 minutes, and he already has that Bloodthirster fully stacked with a Sheen on top of it. Now, it's not a completed Trinity Force, but really the burst in damage comes from the Sheen part. That's the most critical part as far as damage output is concerned.
And he's been spot on with those shots. We saw it take out Amazing as well, trying to get away towards the bottom lane.
Yeah, a little bit more on that Sheen. It's one of my favorite items for efficiency as far as mid-game burst damage. Ever since that price was lowered, it just adds so much for any champion who actually uses mana and even benefits a little bit from ability power here. So it's going to do a lot for Robert. Even under turret, you can see so much harass going down for him.
compLexity showing their strength right now and the capabilities of the champions they have selected to rock through this game with. 2 kills under Robert X. Lee are the only 2 kills that compLexity has, but we were talking about that is a member. They will want them on.
Both colored pings, though. Everybody's aware of Amazing moves here. Westrice does back off accordingly. He knows he cannot handle Bjergsen 1 versus 1. Especially since Westrice has itemized magic resistance in his Dyrus matchup. Switching Bjergsen over there, TSM knows they definitely have free reign of that lane. And Westrice has to play very defensively. Nothing there for Amazing to capitalize on, though. He spent so much time in this compLexity blue side jungle.
TSM keeping 2K up. The rotation now to mid as they drop all 3 outer turrets. Looking quite good. CS is up in quite a few lanes by just a little bit. So the laning phase going very well, as well as Team Solomid's map control. Bubba a little too caught out on that one. Thought he had the upper hand, a false sense of security. But wait, Westrice teleports in. The first slice does not provide a dice, and it looks like they're going to be forced out of this. He turns back, thinking the team was ready for the initiation, and that's going to be an error. Gets himself killed. compLexity starts to lose ground here in their own jungle.
Yeah, what a great flash there from Glebe. Kind of baited Westrice in. He was able to escape the stun, and Westrice really wanted to use that stun charge. Bjergsen is really deep in enemy territory, though. He's trying to get to the minion line.
Oh.
Now he's safe.
Oh, he's going down the line, coast to coast. Bjergsen keeps himself safe. And Turtle gets, wow, everybody's getting themselves a little too antsy right now. TSM is forced to back off. Half health across the board is what we're seeing. Glebe wants to get some heals out. He's out of mana. So take a breath. Everybody just calm down.
Yeah, Bjergsen running his hardest, sprinting towards that minion line to get out alive. Barely gets there. But now it means that compLexity have control over the map as they've chased off TSM. Blue buff recovery here for them. It's not the biggest deal for the team as a whole because their mid laner doesn't use it, but it's so important on Corki. It's almost like you do have a mid lane reliant blue buff champion when you have Corki on your team, because especially since this is the character who's going to carry compLexity, you know, their strongest champion right now, having him be able to spam out his abilities as well as lowering that cooldown for his rockets and the speed at which they come out. Very big pickup for compLexity to get that onto Robert X. Lee.
Robert also choosing these Sork boots over the Zerk boots, as we see he usually do. Yeah, that was close. It should have hit him, but it didn't.
All right.
And almost only counts in horse hand grenades.
The other thing about Robert X. Lee's build here, going with these Sork shoes, he's even more spell-oriented and poke-oriented. So the blue buff definitely going to pay off here, having that extra spell penetration. If he goes Berserker, he has a bit more pushing power as far as turrets are concerned. But he's all about the team fight damage. He just wants to dump out as much damage as he possibly can in this mid-game dragon fight here.
Oh,
it's tagged.
Good Sonic Wave. Pure vision. All the way to the bottom lane. It's going to be cleaned up by Robert X. Lee. TSM should be able to get a great push on this mid wave. They don't have the vision to know that compLexity isn't really moving for it.
Probably can clear a wave with his ulti, even though he is bottom. Let's see if he does use it here. Because Westrice is going to have a real hard time hanging onto this turret by himself. Rest of the team does come in. Half health turret and still Ziggs ulti available, so they can use it in a team fight if they need. Dragon is still up, so definitely is going to be the next point of contention here. TSM has full vision control of it.
Not the quickest turret to go down. Looking at Wild Turtle 20 minutes in here. He's not got that Sheen or a Phage. Oh, Prolly gets hit up a long
right into the bubble.
Oh, very nicely done. The tidal wave goes out. Prolly goes down. Robert X. Lee forces his escape over the wall, so he can't return.
Oh,
TSM is going to gain control with Dyrus going to push the top lane. The map control back in favor of Team Solomid after this.
Prolly was tricked by Bubba there. Took the lantern into his death. What a combo. The Nami Yasuo right there. Obliterating those two. That's why how fast they get killed here. Bubba trying to save him, but man, right into the bubble and the Nami wave on top of the Yasuo ulti. No chance for either of those guys. Dyrus even throws in Lulu ultimate for good.
Just so excited. Oh no! Wait, well, he connected with it. Maybe he's got the Valkyrie to get out, but he just used it over the wall. It's going to be oh so long.
Amazing kicked him into that bubble. There was not even a chance for him to Valkyrie array. Kicked him right into the bubble as it was about to land, so there's nowhere for Robert X. Lee to dodge. What a play right there. Very small change there.
Wow.
Good adaptation.
It's just becoming all sorts right now for compLexity. They are scrambling to assess what Team Solomid is doing to dismantle their jungle, and again, a steal coming in for amazing. Goes away with that, and they're going to gain control over Baron. You see a ping come from compLexity. Let's take a look at this one more time.
Take a look at the kick here. Slow that down for the Dragon's Rage from Amazing.
Hi-ya!
Boom! Right into that sucker.
That's some strong soap.
Gotta get clean.
Gotta get clean. 209 to 184 in the mid lane. A discrepancy in the top lane as well as things really start to shift. But again, focusing on Robert X. Lee on that Corki. He's still holding 10 CS ahead. A few kills to his name, but the deaths have crept up to equal kills now, and things are starting to fall off for compLexity. 6K behind. TSM looking very organized as they come into the game.
Yes, they are. Speaking of that last play, organized, there's definitely good communication between all of these guys. And Glebe, once again, having a great game. Those are back-to-back plays. Yeah. Glebe landing very good Aqua Prisons and just 3 members of complexity soaked in the dunk tank so far, back to back from Glebe.
From Flays to Bubbles, he's got it all. And look at the score line just down TSM scoreboard as well. That 1 death on Bjergsen. It's okay if Glebe dies. There's 1 there, but he's 2, 1, and 6, already offering Mikhail's Crucible that we're far and above complexity's power right now.
That item, by the way, is ridiculous. Almost all supports should be rushing that item.
Yep.
It's so strong right now. Able to get somebody out of a death very, very easily.
Little HP, never hurts.
A lot of healing with the crowd control removal. It basically has everything that you want on it for a support item.
Let's see what he's got for the rest of the team. And it's just going to be support for now. They all have wards they need. They've set up pretty much the security system that's going to give them the power to keep stealing from complexity and get that final push. Looks like it's going to be in the top lane. It'll be a hard turret to defend.
Yeah, especially with Dyrus Sheen. He can clear a wave with Glitter Lance very quickly and then get a strong auto attack down onto a turret if he's left in a 1 versus 1. So he can slowly whittle down those turrets very quickly if he is left in the 1 versus 1 situation.
Yeah.
But look at, as well, there is no Sheen on Turtle because he's gone with a sustained damage build here. Phantom Dancer, very early for him on Lucian. Now you do get more shots of the culling still.
Right.
I don't think they removed that. They were thinking about it. But you still get more skills with him.
Cole doing what they can. You see the power of Brawly here, but you also see how much damage TSM is able to get on the turret. That almost shouldn't happen with the wave clear that Brawly would be having on Ziggs. Now to the mid lane. TSM is peppering turrets across the board. Complexity cannot answer this.
Every turret is a really big pickup for TSM because they are definitely oriented more towards team fighting, and they're having to get through a Ziggs. So every turret you get against Ziggs is a pretty big win. Very, very big moral victory for these guys. Let's see what they can make anything happen with this bush gank.
Let's see what
Glebe does have his tidal wave ready.
Tidal wave ready. Captain Boots on as well. The team he wants to follow. There goes the tidal wave. Everybody goes for a ride, and it's going to be Kaz going down first. The bomb doesn't even hit, and it was used on the solo champion of Bjergsen.
Yeah, the vision right there, removal from observer point of view, really tells the story. Yeah. There was nothing for complexity there. They had no idea TSM were going to loop around. That's the advantage of the vision control that TSM invested in. And their investment paid off. Not only do they get 2 kills, but they add on Baron as interest.
One more time. Everybody following Glebe with his captains, and they go all in.
Yeah, he gets the slow down with the auto attack first, into the bubble, into the tidal wave, catches 2 people. They just annihilate complexity there. That Captain's Boot upgrade pickup for Glebe is a very rare pickup.
Yeah.
It does enable the team, since he's usually going to be behind the team, enables them to retreat if they do get into a bad position. But as well, if he's leading the charge,
like that,
it's going to get everybody right into the fight as well.
Swimming upstream, made that one work. 40 seconds on the clock. Dragon's going to be worth quite a bit. Not its max amount right now, but it would be very good if Complexity could grab those little tidbits as this game goes on. 10,000 gold behind right now, and everybody playing very up to par by Team Solomid. We kind of wondered yesterday if it was really the change of Loco Doco, and they're kind of solidifying that question now.
Well, they had defeated every team that was ranked lower than prior to bringing in Loco. Right. So we can credit Loco with a lot of things, and we can say, yeah, you know, that sight zone was definitely Loco when first game Amazing came out with Elise getting it early, but you know, they were able to defeat all the teams below them in the standings. That's one way in which TSM have been very consistent this LCS split. So we could contribute a lot of things to Loco, but not everything.
Moving in. Amazing, and the rest of the team setting up what could be some final wards here as they just litter the entire jungle. Whether the wards are 2 inches or 2 feet from each other, they want that vision. Turrets going down in the bottom lane as it's Bjergsen working the split push in the top. Westrice has been having a tough time with focus on him in the game. Dyrus alone sits 3,000 gold above his cash flow, so you can see just how tough it is for Complexity right now.
Yeah, it's very hard for them. What they really need now are Death Sentence and Cocoons to land on people who are out of position. Here we go, though. 2 versus 1 up top on Bjergsen. Squishy target. They might be able to capitalize.
Oh, he goes back in. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
he goes back in. The healing's going to be there. Will he actually be able to rock this out? The double kill. This shouldn't kill him. And he makes it out alive.
I like his use of the active from Blade of the Ruin King right after he does his ult. Really good thinking from Bjergsen there. Able to go back in and grab the double in the 2 versus 1 situation.
Uh-oh.
Able to bait them in and go for the burst. Very well played.
Oh, soloed out with a little bit of help on the shield coming in from Wild Turtle. Going to be a turret going down as well. TSM making their way into the base, and they're going to start wreaking havoc on their first inhibitor and inhibitor turret. Could be just going down to the bottom lane after this. Amazing, taking 3v1 in an amount of damage right now, but he's still all right to fight in the game, which just shows TSM really knowing their limits here inside the base. 30 minutes in, it looks like they might be able to try to finalize the game with the amount of damage they're trading back during a retreat. Now compLexity's looking for solids under their tower. The culling comes out with a tidal wave, and they both just ride along. Probably gets taken down as well. So much damage coming out of this Wild Turtle without the Triforce build. He's able to just put down the power, knows exactly what he's doing. TSM takes over compLexity's base.
Oh, he wants more too.
Boom, boom.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
You're dead. 2 bullets.
There it is,
Head.
4 down. Robert X. Lee outside the base right now. Can't even find safety within their own home base. 30 minutes into this one, 20-2. As compLexity looks for a bit more.
Robert,
KDA
fantasy
padding.
points, Robert, fantasy points.
He's saying, follow me, you don't want the Nexus. It's going to take a little bit longer. They are still hitting it up, and it's going to be a 30-minute win for Team Solomid.
2 solid wins for TSM this weekend. Getting off to a good start. Revitalized team here.
Oh, this way.
Oops.
Let's go this way.
Wrong door.
Playing a very good game all around. TSM members really stepping up all around the map. Great plays. We talked a little bit about how it seems like the mid lane jungle synergy is coming through that much more for Team Solomid. Bjergsen and amazing little buddy system this game.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time around mid lane.
Yep.
A lot of it was really the first game there. That was good. Some of the extra time was wasted, and compLexity made a valiant effort, trading the top lane and mid lane power TSM for their bottom lane. They put a lot of hopes onto Robert.
They did.
They had a good start there for Robert in the bottom lane.
Pushed out Wild Turtle.
Robert and Bubba Dub. A lot of really good hooks from Bubba Dub. Now, but not able to turn the strong mid-game Corki, though, into the victory. Too much pressure from TSM towards the top side of the map.
Really able to control pretty much mid to late portion of the game. They weren't too worried about their blue buff kind of being stolen or being hovered around, because after they got compLexity off their side of the map, it was really just TSM forcing compLexity, dictating their motions, and everywhere they went. Then when you can get Bjergsen to just roam around single on Yasuo and start split pushing, everything starts to fall apart. Yeah, he got strong.